talk. Joining us now is the newest member of the BYU basketball team from the transfer portal, leaving Coastal Carolina to join Mark Pope and BYU. His name is Rudi Williams. Rudi, I feel like every time I say your name since you've announced, we should break out the Rudi chant. I don't know, but I know BYU fans are super excited to have you. How does it feel to be a part of BYU Sports Nation?
Man, so far, it's been super exciting. It's been super fun. The fans they've showed me nothing but love the entire time. Even during the process before I even announced that I was going to come to Provo and all that. So, it's just been super cool, and I'm happy to be embraced by Cougar Nation.
Well, you were telling us before we started the interview that because you're still in Myrtle Beach, you're still wrapping things up before you head out this direction. Said you're playing pickup with the guys, and they were giving you a bit of a hard time for coming to BYU, huh?
Yeah, they were, but I threw the Y up after I made a couple shots. And, it's all love though. The guys, they're still my guys.
I would like to point out that you are the second Canadian in as many days that have been our feature guest. Talk to us about your backdrop with Canada. Where'd you grow up in Canada, and how'd you make your way into the United States, to Kansas State and to Coastal Carolina?
Well, I'm originally from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. That's just a little bit outside of the Toronto area, probably about 30 minutes outside of Toronto. And when I was about 16, I asked permission from my mom if I could, move to America and go to a basketball school, obviously in pursuit of a scholarship. And, by the grace of God, she let me, because I don't know how many parents would let their 16-year-old irresponsible son, leave the country and go live somewhere to go get a scholarship. But, thankfully she did that. I did 2 years in the junior college ranks. And then after junior college, I went to Kansas State. After Kansas State, I transferred to Coastal, and now here we are right now.
So we obviously know how big hockey is in the country of Canada. Was hockey ever an emphasis for you? Was that ever something that piqued your interest, or has it always been basketball?
I'm not going to lie to you guys. I cannot skate to save my life. So I don't know if hockey would have paid the bills, honestly. I knew a little bit about it. Obviously growing up, it was everywhere growing up. But I never got involved. I've never even been to a skating rink ever.
Hey, listen.
It was basketball. I played a little soccer, too.
It's all good because you can just put defenders on skates, right? You can get your hockey feel by putting guys on skates on the basketball court.
Hey, don't feel bad, Rudi. I've never been on skates. I've never been ice skating. I've been roller skating, but no ice skating. So you're not alone in that, Rudi.
Yeah, I was always just afraid of hurting my ankle or something like that, because those things, I don't know, they're dangerous. I can't. They're just not for me, honestly.
Rudi Williams is with us on BYU Sports Nation. We noticed that Cosmo was a part of your photo shoot when you were at BYU. How did you pull that off?
Okay, so I was, getting ready to come to Provo for my official visit, and the coaches were asking me if I needed anything, and it was always in the back of my head, but I didn't want to be that high maintenance guy. But I was like, listen, I asked Coach Pope, I asked Coach Figure, I was like, listen, this is my one, spoiled request. And, they were like, it's no problem. We got you. And, when I came to Provo and did my photo shoot, he was down there waiting for me in the studio. So I was like, it was the craziest thing to me. And, after seeing him on the internet all the time, I was like, wow. I was like, that's actually him. I'm a big fan of him. And, I was excited.
How did you first find out about Cosmo?
Just through the internet, TikTok, really. This was, before the transfer portal stuff, I'm on my feed and some BYU stuff came up, and then I seen Cosmo and I was like, this dude's insane. He's doing all these tricks, the Ao and Teo thing. I was like, wow, he's number one for sure, honestly.
So obviously, besides Cosmo and the role he played, what was the determining factor? Why was BYU the place for you?
Honestly, just the coaching staff, they were really authentic with me when they were recruiting me. They didn't lie, they kind of they shot it straight with me. And that's what I appreciated. They were like, listen, this is what we're going to do for you. This is how you're going to help us. This is how we're going to help you. And, I came back home and BYU checked all my boxes, literally. I was like, these guys literally have everything I'm looking for, everything I'm interested in. So I was like, to me, it was a no-brainer. When I left Provo, I just still had to go through the recruiting process. But to me, it was a no-brainer for sure.
Let's dive into that a little bit more, Rudi. How will you help BYU specifically, and how will BYU help you? Let's start with what you bring to the program right now.
Coming in, I feel like I'll bring, tons of experience. This is going to be year 5 for me playing college basketball. I'm an older guy, obviously, so I feel like I'm going to bring a lot of leadership in the locker room, from day one and stuff like that. But then, on the court, I feel like I'm going to bring, an aggressive presence offensively, defensively too. I feel like I'm going to make my teammates better. I'm going to get guys shots, like Trevin and Spencer. I'm going to get those guys a lot of shots, Gideon as well. And then, Foose and Atiki, I'm going to try to do my best to get in the lane, help the defense, draw attention to me and then drop off for those guys to get them easy buckets. And then, I feel like I'm just going to play really hard because it's my last go around in college. I'm going to give it all I got. That much I do know. And yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's the interesting part, and something I wanted to ask you about. With this being your last year, you'll be in Provo for one season. What do you want out of this year? If you could write the script, what's this year turn out to be?
Honestly, I just want to do something special. One of the goals of mine were obviously to play in March Madness tournament, and BYU did that in the 21 season. So that's not far-fetched. That's one of my goals. And I kind of just want to do something special with the guys, that, a couple years down the road, I can look back and be like, hey, my last year of school, I did that with these guys. And, it's just something I want to hang a banner or something or get a ring, just do something special, leave a legacy.
Now, you are the first in this specific offseason to take one of the open scholarship positions for Mark Pope. There are a few others, and they're busy working in the transfer portal. So, Rudi, with you leading the charge, you mentioned leadership. How much of a recruiter do you become now to try and get other guys to come to BYU with you?
Well, I committed Saturday around 2:00. I would say, Saturday at 2:05, I put on my recruiting hat. I kind of, I put my phone to the side. Everybody was congratulating me, but I was like, let's get to work. I need some other guys, So, I made a joke with Coach Rio. I said, you guys are going to have to put me on payroll because, I'm working my butt off.
What do you make of – now, granted, there's obviously going to be other additions because there are spots to fill. But, you mentioned guys like Foose and Tiki. What type of relationships do you have already with your teammates?
I would say I have pretty good ones, On my visit, I met all the guys, the guys that were still in pro, Foose, Tiki, Gideon, Trevin. And, I've been texting and talking to them, since the day I left. Trey as well, too. Shout out Trey. So, yeah, we've just kind of just been wrapping it up a little bit, just talking about, how fun it's going to be next year, what we're looking forward to and all that. And, like I said, also just been also trying to help recruit guys as well. So.
You're in an interesting situation in terms of, you're still at Coastal, you're trying to wrap things up there, but you've committed to BYU. So you kind of got a toe in here and a toe in there. What's that sort of in-between feel like right now?
It's helping me, multitask and, manage a lot of stuff at once because, I'm looking forward to BYU. Every day I do something that involves, me getting to BYU and me getting to Provo. But then I also understand that I got to finish up business here, take care of stuff here. And, I'm still here, so I got to live in the moment. I have no choice but to, so I still got to go get my shots up. I still got to get my lifts in. So, it's helped me, micromanage stuff and, just help me just finish the job, really.
BYU basketball transfer and now a senior, Rudi Williams, with us on BYU Sports Nation. I know that guys are hesitant to do this, but if you had to compare your skill set to, let's say, somebody at the top of the game in the NBA, because BYU fans always want to know, well, what type of player is he? Who would you compare your skill set to in the NBA?
I'll try to say this as humble as I can. And I'm not comparing myself to him, but, I really try to do a lot of stuff that, Chris Paul does. I study him a lot. I try my best to emulate what he can do on the floor. So he would be. I would say Chris Paul.
Is that why you wear number 3?
Honestly, yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna do next year in Provo. I might stick with the 3. I might go to 0 because that was one of like my original numbers growing up. But I don't know. I'll see. But CP definitely. I study his book a lot.
So does that mean right now maybe you're pulling for the Suns in the NBA because of CP3? I know you grew up near Toronto, so you're a Raptors guy. Where do your NBA affiliations lie?
Well, the Raptors got bumps pretty early.
Yeah.
So, yes, but I'm going to still go out there and say that I've been pulling for Phoenix, to win. Right now, they couldn't steal one in Dallas, but they're coming back to Phoenix for, Game 5.
Yep.
And, yeah, I really feel like I want Chris Paul to get one so bad, but I really feel like they have the entire team, to get the job done. They got all the pieces.
Rudi, obviously BYU fans very excited to get you on campus and get you going with Mark Pope and the guys. So when will that happen? What's the timeline like for your arrival in Provo?
Nothing is like for sure right now, but to my knowledge and after I spoke with all the coaches, I should be getting to Provo at the end of June. So around midway through the summer.
All right. Well, over the next 6 or 7 weeks, we're going to send you some BYU Sports Nation karma to, as you said, multitask, get everything taken care of in Myrtle Beach and get to Provo okay. In the meantime, hopefully you can trash talk in a major way against those Coastal guys and show them what's up.
After this, I'm headed straight to the gym and we're going to put some more pickups. So I'm definitely going to
there we go.
Wise up when I make a 3 or something like that. So
love it. Rudi, great to meet you. Great to have you on the show. And we'll see you again soon back here in Studio B.
Sir, appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, got Rudi. It. BYU basketball commit Rudi Williams on BYU Sports Nation.